delicious sausages available. Very nice. Good afternoon. Happy February to you. I come from you from a very cold Northamptonshire. I'm just up here for a flying visit, a couple of days, with my lovely fiance. We are here to celebrate my granddad's 90th birthday, which is pretty crazy. Grew up in a small town can kind of relate, but it's strange when you go back to visit and everything's different. There's some stuff that will just never change. It's all in the same place, whatever. But then there's other stuff like the high street. It's just like deserted. There's so many shops that are kind of like boarded up and just empty. Which used to be kind of bustling shops. It's just strange to see it, but I do like coming back. I feel like I know. I'll tell you, I know all the shortcuts. I know how to get around. Sounds stupid. I'm just rambling because I'm walking up a steep hill when I'm unfit, apparently. But yeah, cool. Thanks for walking with me.
And surprise, we're back at home. Just a small section here, just showing the restringing of one of my instruments. That's one of my passions. It just scratches the right place, kind of maintaining these instruments, taking care of them, using tools. I used to do it kind of professionally for a while, So shown here, this is my Chord C4H active bass. I've had it for a number of years. It's not the best thing, it's not the most expensive. But I really like it, just for kind of casual playing. Great for me. So you might find this a bit boring. If so, go ahead and skip through it. That's fine. So to start with, we're just getting all the strings off. Wrapping them up. And as you can see, well, you might not be able to see, but they're a little bit manky. They need replacing. Not as bad as some people. Fretboard, bit manky as well, so we need to get that cleaned up. There's a few kind of more specialised bits I'm using, but nothing too expensive, nothing you can't pick up yourself. Next thing I'm going to do is just grab a cloth here and just give it a good old clean. Bit of elbow grease, as you call it, just getting all the dust off it. Just generally going over it. There's no real technique to this, just giving her a once over, front and back. If you enjoy content like this, I'll maybe do a little bit more of it. I've got some more bits to maintain. I always try and be a little bit handy with some tools. If you found it boring, I'm sorry for that. I'm just trying to show what I get up to. So next up, I'm just using a bit of Silvo, which is just kind of wadding with some kind of cleaning agent in it. Just use kind of various metals, obviously silver, and just going over the frets just to make them shine. Each time the actual wadding kind of comes up kind of black, so it shows that it definitely needs doing. Not a lot of people do this with their instruments, or especially not just for a regular restring, but it only takes a couple of minutes, so I like to do it. And then just a once over the cloth. Then next is some Dunlop 65 lemon oil, just to kind of bring the wood back to life. You can see it's got a little bit dull, and then straight away, as soon as you get the oil on, you can see that's kind of breathed a bit of life back into it, some shine. It's quite difficult to get all the sections with the applicator, so then I just use a kind of designated oily brush and I just go over it and get any of the bits I might have missed, or get all the corners, which is quite satisfying to do as well. Then just a quick look up it. It looks particularly shiny at the moment, just because the oil's still on it. But I normally leave that set for just a couple of minutes, and then I'll get it wiped off. Just using a bit in the body there, just because I think it had some kind of grimy bits on it. Wouldn't generally recommend it, but you know, who's going to tell me off? Showing off the strings, we just putting on some Ernie Ball super slinky strings. They're not the best strings. I mean, all bass strings are expensive. These are kind of, I guess, in the low to mid range, but I'm not playing professionally. I'm not playing on a stage. If they get a little bit worn quickly, then that's okay. There are some more expensive kind of coated strings, but sometimes they're literally double the price. So for me and what I do, that's not worth it. So now I'm trimming the strings down a little bit just so it's not too long, and then I'm just winding them onto the posts. Struggled a little bit with this one. You want it to kind of make a nice coil so it's not overlapping each other, and so it's not going to come off. But we're getting there with this one. Because to say I'm using a string winder, it's an absolute godsend, because if you can imagine trying to turn each one of these by hand, it's, you know, first of all you run out of hands, and secondly you get cramp in no time. So I use a string winder, make it nice and quick. That's 2 on. Riskies here is obviously cutting your strings too short. I've done that, unfortunately, too many times to admit. But yeah, you put the strings on, you trim it, and then when you try and actually wind it on, it won't fit, and that's your string dead. And you've got to open another pack or hope you've got a spare. Again, see a bit of struggle with that one. It's not wanting to kind of wind on the post properly, but by the end of it, it's all in the right place. And then after just a quick kind of tune up, we're ready to go. I also like to stretch the strings, which again, if you don't know what you're doing, it can be a little bit risky, but I just give them a stretch, because otherwise they go out of tune while they're kind of stretching in. But if you give them just a good stretch before you first play the guitar, it stays in tune a little bit better. And now the bass is restrung. Well done, you helped me out. There's only one thing left to do. Play us out, Dom.
Time has come for a long overdue haircut, so we're going to do that. It's supposed to be a video of me having a nice walk to the barber's, but I'm actually late, so that's why I'm so out of breath. When you next see me, I'll have less hair. Goodbye. Da-da. I now have less hair. Not, you know, I still got a bit on the top, but it's mainly just a tidy up. It already looks, you know, a bit rubbish because it's windy and I've had a bit of a jog. But yes, new hair. So yeah, a bit of a roundup for the month, really. To be honest, not a lot happened. Been a while since we've had any weather that isn't just grey, not hot, not cold, just nothingness, and it's just a bit depressing, so haven't really done much. I was hoping to film some band stuff, maybe a band practice. Haven't had one of those this month, but next month, well, I mean pretty much guaranteed next month there will be at least one, so I'll definitely film that. Yeah, it's been a good kind of first proper month. It's definitely got me a bit more disciplined to film something. I have to say, after the first month, I've not been completely put off the idea of doing it for a year. I think I did say it before, but if there is anything in particular that you'd like to see, let me know and I'll see what I can do. I was also supposed to film a little bit more while I was visiting my parents and family, but I didn't. There are various reasons behind it, but it didn't happen. Sorry about that. My only other plan this evening is to do some grocery shopping, and not quite at the level of vlogging around a supermarket. Maybe eventually we get there, but that's not me at the moment. So cool, have a good one.